Hi, I'm Whitney. I have a son, Eli. He's 4 now, and he has severe nonverbal autism. And we've been seeing Dr. Crawford in Austin for about a year and a half now. And one of the very first things he told me about was the Rezzimax, and I bought one just because he told us to, and I was like, okay. But I didn't realize its full potential until actually my mom suggested it. She said if he's upset and having a meltdown, he needs sensory input because he bangs his head constantly. So finally one day he was having a meltdown, and I was like, give me that Rezzimax. So my husband handed it to me, and I just started vibrating his whole left side, and very quickly he calmed down, which is crazy and super exciting for us and rare because we have not found anything that works to shorten a meltdown and avoid a meltdown.
How long does the meltdown actually last for your son?
Oh gosh, sometimes it can be hours where it's just kind of ongoing, and we'll just say he's in a meltdown, and it's literally just like a switch flips, and we say Eli's not there. And this helps.
The monster's there.
Yes, we help bring Eli back with the Rezzimax. And with autism, they say typically you have a right brain deficiency, so we mostly vibrate the left side to trigger the right brain to help him kind of calm down and self-regulate. They call it the brake pedal. So we turn on his brake pedal with the Rezzimax.
How long does that typically last?
Using the Rezzimax, a meltdown, we've gotten it down to a minute, even if it's really bad, even if it's like 5 minutes. But the fact that I can even say that it's minutes or less than 10 minutes is huge and life-changing. It's totally changed our lives. And we've actually gotten to the point where we can see it coming, a meltdown, or even just like kind of an episode of anger where he can't focus. We can almost avoid it completely with the Rezzimax, and just helping him focus on something else in the vibration, I think, is very calming.
So if you see it starting to escalate,
yes,
where will you put it?
I start with the hands because he's very sensory seeking, and I don't know, instinctually start with hands, and then his spine. And I'll just put it in his left hand, and he'll kind of grab it, and then I'll rub it all down his left side of his spine. And those are typically the 2 places that help the most, I think.
Awesome. Tell me about your daughter.
So my daughter, she was 1 when I spoke to you on the phone, I think. And she had yet to talk, and so I was really nervous because obviously I have 1 son with autism, and so I'm, just curious and incredibly anxious about how my daughter is going to develop. So I was just hyper aware that she wasn't talking yet, and she was drooling a ton, just constant, like towels and changing her shirt like every hour. And so I was like, that's just not quite right. She was still drooling at such a late age. And so we had spoken on the phone, and you told me about vibrating her face and vibrating her hands, actually scraping her hands. So I started doing that, and literally within 2 weeks, she had, I think, like 40 words. The pediatrician was like shocked. And I was just like so grateful to even have like a child who's speaking. And I totally attribute it to this. I think it sped up that process for her of, initiating words. So that was really cool.
That's incredible. Does it help you and your husband with anything else too?
Oh yes, for sure. Pain is huge. If I have a headache, I will grab this. I have a lot of foot pain in my arches, so I will actually scrape my arch while I'm vibrating it, usually on like the white setting I'll use, or just all the way up high, and that helps that almost immediately. Where else do I use it? I'll put it on my neck for head pain, and those are typically the most. Also, if I'm like kind of constipated, I will hold it on my belly button, and it works right away for that. So that's good.
I'm so glad you have a tool for so many
Yes.
different things, and that it's helped your family in several ways. And
Yes.
you've also been part of our testing process. Your son has thrown it a time or two.
Yes.
And just helping us to test the durability, I guess.
It actually is very durable. It just only did not hold up to the 2-story flight down the stairs. That's when it finally snapped. But yeah, it gets thrown a lot in our household, and it still works, so it's good. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. You're
That's so
welcome.
cool. Is that not neat?